Hello, NYSET members. My name is Lena Ackerman. I'm an attorney with NYSET's Office of General Counsel. Today, we're going to discuss potential immigration enforcement actions at schools and provide some guidance on what you should do in and out of the workplace. As you know, immigration matters and other policy changes under this current administration are moving quickly, so this video serves as an introductory guidance on this topic. Your local union and NYSET will keep members informed as these issues develop. Some background. The Trump administration has made immigration a top priority, releasing 6 executive orders on immigration just in their first few weeks in office. In particular, the administration has expanded enforcement power for the Department of Homeland Security to remove individuals from the United States. This has led to raids or mass arrest efforts by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, known as ICE, and U.S. Customs and Border Patrol, or CBP. Knowing educators and students' rights in schools. As NYSET President Melinda Person has said, from the moment they come through our school doors, educators are dedicated to protecting each and every one of our students. Our schools must always be welcoming, safe spaces for learning and growth. This isn't just our belief, it's prescribed by law and supported by guidance released by the Governor, the Attorney General, and the New York State Education Department. Under the landmark Supreme Court decision of Plyler v. Doe, all students have a right to public education, regardless of immigration status. States cannot withhold state funding for K-12 students or allow districts to deny enrollment based on immigration status. And students also have the right to be free from discrimination, including on the basis of their race, religion, and national origin. So what can your school do to protect students and families? As you probably have heard, since 2011, places such as schools, hospitals, places of worship, demonstrations, and certain places where children could gather were considered sensitive locations, or safe zones, where ICE were not permitted to make arrests, conduct interviews, or conduct searches unless there were specific exigent circumstances. The current administration has changed this policy. In light of this, school districts should follow the New York State guidance issued by the Attorney General and the State Education Department and adopt policies ensuring that each school is a safe zone. In fact, many schools around the country have enacted safe zone resolutions. Typically, schools that declare themselves safe zones are reaffirming some of the core values and security practices of our schools. That our schools should be safe, welcoming places for all students. That the collection and use of personal student information is protected. This includes student immigration information. That our school districts should have specific protocols and procedures for responding to immigration enforcement. But remember, even if your school deems itself a safe zone, that does not mean employees have complete immunity if they decline to follow directives from ICE, local authorities, or their administration. At the state level, in response to these federal immigration actions, the Office of the Attorney General, the New York State Education Department, and the Office of the Governor have released guidance for school districts, which you can access on this page. We'll be putting some links to model safe zone resolutions and district policies on the Know Your Rights website. What should you do if ICE or CBP comes to your school or classroom? First, whether your school has a safe zone policy or not, we suggest that you become familiar with and comply with all relevant school district employer policies. Most can be found on your school's website and in handbooks. If there is no safe zone policy, and if you are directly approached by persons identifying as federal agents or immigration officers seeking entry into the school, direct them to the superintendent's office. A member of administration should respond by verifying the officer's identity, agency, and jurisdiction, asking to see written legal authorization, such as properly issued administrative warrant or signed judicial order. It is also important to note that ICE warrants cannot require schools to violate the Federal Education Right to Privacy Act, FERPA, and schools cannot disclose students' records without parental consent. What if immigration officers insist on pursuing the matter directly with you as an educator? First, ask to see the officer's identification and ask for time to speak with the superintendent and school counsel to get directions from them. If you were directed to answer questions by the agents, you can request to speak with school district or other counsel before doing so. If agents enter the building regardless, contact the superintendent immediately and take detailed notes of the event. Do not physically interfere with or obstruct an immigration officer. Also, there may be special considerations for our school-related officers, SROs. The State Education Department recently reaffirmed its long-standing position that law enforcement officers may not move students from school property or interrogate a student without consent of the student's parent or guardian. SED also takes the position that civil arrests by federal immigration authorities may only be executed at schools when accompanied by a judicial warrant or order. What if you're concerned with your own immigration status? Undocumented teachers may be protected under DACA, or Deferred Action on Childhood Arrivals. While a recent decision by the Fifth Circuit found certain DACA protections to be illegal, this decision does not impact the status of current New York educators. They may keep their status and continue to work in New York school districts. That said, this program will be monitored, as an appeal from the Fifth Circuit decision may be heard by the Supreme Court. Absent a DACA or other immigration permit, employees may be terminated. As for our higher education members, we will be keeping an eye on the administration's stance on H-1B visas. These visas are for foreign-born individuals with specialized degrees or occupations, many of whom work in colleges and universities. President Trump previously attempted to restrict these visas, but a federal judge blocked the restrictions. This time around, it is unclear if H-1B visas will be a target. We will keep you updated. What can you safely do outside the workplace about this issue? Congress has criminalized sheltering or harboring undocumented individuals by helping them evade immigration authorities. But you can and should speak up for immigrant rights if you choose to. That said, it's important to remember that First Amendment free speech rights of public school employees are more limited in the workplace. Tenure and the existence of collective bargaining agreements can afford certain protections. But members and educators are most protected in their speech as private citizens speaking on matters of public concern and when it does not cause disruption in their workplace. As part of our Know Your Rights series, we have posted a video on the First Amendment and free speech, which can be found on the Know Your Rights website. If you're inclined to take action, the State Education Department has provided regional guides for volunteering and partnering with immigrant community-based organizations. Members can attend rallies, support political candidates of their choice, sign petitions, and speak out as concerned private citizens. Members can also contact their local, state, and congressional representatives to discuss their dedication to immigrant rights. As NYSUT President Melinda Person has said, NYSUT is here to support public schools as the centers of our communities, and we will always defend our members' rights to free speech, academic freedom, and due process under the law. Our schools are meant to be safe, and our students have a right to an education regardless of their immigration status. This area of the law is constantly developing. Your local union, NYSUT, and the Office of General Counsel will keep you apprised of current rules and protections. Thank you for watching, and take care.